Hello folks, I'm Milton Crabapple, and I'm a-cooking. Hello folks, I'm Milton Crabapple, and I'm going to show you how to make something that's going to make you the hit of the party the next time you go tailgating or to watch a ball game or some church picnic or whatever, where everybody brings a dish. Stay tuned, I'm going to show you how to make my famous bacon-wrapped dates. Yes sir. Every time I've ever taken them anywhere, that's all they want me to bring next year. They say, be sure to bring them bacon-wrapped dates. And everybody just wolfs them down. Yes, sir, me too, so stay tuned. I'm going to show you exactly how to make them. All right, now this is a real simple thing to make. All you got to do is you got to have you some pitted dates. I buy these pitted dates in a box. I get them at the grocery store called Medjool dates. I don't know where they come from. I could read it on there, but I ain't got time. You need some dates. You need some thin bacon. Now don't get the thick slice stuff because it won't get done right, and you need a good sharp knife. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take each piece of bacon and I'm going to slice it in half just like that. And I'm going to lay a date on it, and I'm just going to roll it up. Roll it up in that half a slice of bacon. Just like that. I'm going to lay it right there. I'm going to put them on a non-stick cookie sheet here when I get through with them. I'll lay that one on there. Now what I'm doing is I'm rolling up a half a stick of bacon, and then I'm laying it down with the flap side down where it won't come unrolled. You see how I'm doing that now? So let's just go ahead. We're going to roll these up. We're going to roll all of them up just like I just did in a half stick of bacon. There's that one. They don't have to look perfect. They don't have to be perfect. We're going to roll them all up, and then we're going to put them on a non-stick pan, and we're going to put them in the oven on 325 degrees for a few minutes. So stay tuned. Okay, now I got all my dates rolled up like I showed you, so I'm just going to lay them all on this non-stick pan with that little flap side down so they won't come unraveled. Now I made a mistake. I misspoke. I told you to preheat the oven to 325, but actually it's 425 is what I meant to say, but I misspoke. Ain't that what politicians do when they tell you something that ain't true, or they get caught in a falsehood? They say they misspoke. So I guess that's what I did. I misspoke. Now we're going to put those in the oven, and we're going to let them cook for about 10 minutes on one side, and then we're going to roll them over 8 or 10 minutes. You've got to watch them now. Ovens are different, okay? So you may cook them for 6 or 7 minutes on one side and look in there, and they may be done. So don't take my word for it on the time. We're just going to cook them for a few minutes until the bacon looks like it's getting good and brown, starting to get crispy, and then we're going to flip them over. So stay tuned. I'll be right back. Now I'm just going to let them cook for a little while. Now while them dates are cooking, I want to tell you a story about something that happened to me the other day when I was fishing over at old man Eatrich's pond. Now you won't believe it. He's got a little lake over there behind his house, and I fish in. And I was sitting there fishing, and I heard something rustling in the leaves. Now at first I thought it might have been a snake or something. I didn't know what it was, but I heard it rustling along. And I looked over there, and what I saw was a chipmunk, one of them little ground squirrels, you know, with a stripe on his side. He was running back and forth up and down the shoreline, and he was looking at something out in the water. Now I looked out there, and there was a tree stump about this big around. It was about 6 feet out in the water, and there was about that much of that tree stump sticking up out of the water. And there was a big green acorn sitting on top of that tree stump. And that little chipmunk was running back and forth trying to figure out how to get that acorn on that tree stump. Well, all of a sudden that little rascal just jumped off in the water and went swimming lickety-split out there to that tree stump, climbed up on it and got that green acorn and put it in his mouth over in his cheek. You know, they got pouches in the cheek to carry stuff, so he stuffed it over in that cheek pouch. And he turned around and he jumped back in that water and lickety-split he went back to the shoreline. Well, he got about halfway to the shoreline and all of a sudden the water just exploded. I mean, it scared me. And there's a big mouth bass. His mouth must have been that big around. And he come out of there and he just engulfed that chipmunk and swallowed him whole. And he was gone. The water settled back down just like nothing had ever happened. Beat all I ever saw. I was just trying to comprehend it all. And in a second I saw this shadow coming through the water, and I got to watching that shadow, and I said, that's that big bass again. And that bass come over there and he swam right up to that stump sticking out of the water, and he eased his mouth up out of the water and he spit another acorn right up there on that tree stump. Yes, sir. Let's check them out and see what they look like. Yeah, they're coming right along. They've been in there for about 6 minutes, but I can't help but take a peek at them every now and then. I just get curious. They're looking good. All right, they've been in there for about 8 minutes. I'm going to take them out now and I'm going to turn them over. You see they're starting to cook down good. See that big brown bacon juice dripping out of there. So we're going to turn them over. They don't have to be perfect. Get that little flap back up under there on that one. There we go. Some of them don't want to lay down just right, but that's all right. It ain't going to hurt nothing. There they go. Now we're going to put them back in there. Let them brown just a little bit more, and then I'm going to show you the secret ingredient. It really makes them good, so stay tuned. All right, I just checked them and they look like they need to come out right now for the next step. I'm going to show you my secret ingredient now. There they are, that bacon's starting to brown up. So what we're going to do for about the last 2 minutes is this. Now this is pure maple syrup. You can buy it at any grocery store. You can get it from a lot of places, but pure maple syrup. And I'm going to take a little bit of maple syrup and I'm just going to wipe a little bit of it on the top of each one of these bacon dates. Not much. And then we're going to put them back in there for a couple of minutes and let that syrup kind of caramelize on them. And that's going to give them the secret sauce, you might say. I can't wait to eat one of them. There we go. And we're going to put them back in there for about 2 minutes. Let that syrup get good and caramelized, then they're going to be ready to eat. All right, I believe they're done now. Ready to come out of there. Yes, sir, look at that. Don't that look good? What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to take them and transfer them over to this plate. And I don't want to put a napkin under them on account of it'll soak up a lot of that good juice and that syrup too. So we're just going to lay them right there and let them sit for a minute and they'll kind of tighten up. And that syrup will kind of get set on there, and they're too hot to eat right now anyhow. there you have it, folks. Bacon wrapped dates. Now, if you'll take some of them to the next party you go to, and all you do to eat them is you just have to have you just need a toothpick. Stick it right in there and ready to eat. Matter of fact, I think I'm going to go eat me some of them right this minute. Well, folks, I hope you'll try this bacon wrapped dates recipe because they're delicious. I made about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them, so I got to share 4 of them with Ma Crabapple, but that's all right. She loves them too. Appreciate you watching. Stay tuned for the next episode of I'm a Cooking. I'm telling you something. That's delicious food right there. I'm Milton Crabapple, and thanks for watching this episode of I'm a Cooking. Be sure to visit miltoncrabapple.com, check out all my CDs, DVDs, and downloads. Become a member of my fan club. Visit the website today. Much obliged.